Kelvin, good to see you and to catch up. Only one place really to start, a month on from that fantastic day at Tranmere and promotion.
Yeah, I think everyone will agree. What a fantastic day. You know, it was. I think, as we all talked about, I think considering last year, we were all probably a bit more nervous than we should have been, and luckily Sammy smashed in the goal like he did. It was an interesting one, really, because it happened so quickly, and the power and the strike. I'm not sure everyone realised it went in straight away. So to see that, and then, yeah, obviously, I think we played well. We fought and we battled, and we got the result we needed to, and the excitement, the elation, and even in the rain, it was a fantastic sight. You know, fans coming out and celebrating, and then even coming back here to Sixfields and the fans being outside and waiting for such a long time. It was just a really good experience, and it was good to, considering, you know, what had happened and how the season had gone and all the adversity and the injuries, etc. We were just so happy to get across the line and so pleased with the fans.
Might have been a quiet month since then at the club in terms of announcements, but there's been a lot of work going on behind the scenes preparing things for League One.
Yeah, there always is. You know, football clubs don't really have downtimes as much, and it's actually probably less busy. The sort of downtime a football club has is in that last month of the season. Crazily, like, you know, that's when you can sort of take a bit of a breath, because most of the work's been done, depending on the big games that you have. But in fairness, it's been a good month. You can't beat a promotion. I've been lucky to experience it quite a few times within football, and that's important. It's important for the football club to keep enjoying those moments.
A few bits to catch up on from this week. Taking things in chronological order, you've been at the EFL AGM this week. A few things discussed, and you chance to catch up with a few fellow owners and chairmen.
Yeah, no, they're always good. We was at Carden Park this year, and it was a really good few days. There's a lot of discussions about financial redistribution, regulation, independent regulator. So a lot of Howard Webb was there, and he gave us a little synopsis of where he feels he's taking the PGMO and OL and how he's going to take the referees next season, and what he wants to do, which was a very good session. A couple of politicians there talking about the independent regulator, and it's just good to catch up with chairmen and find out what their challenges are. Find out, sort of talk about players, talk about budgets, talk about, you know, other clubs and what they're doing, and to understand the landscape of each division and how it changes. It all changes, like divisions seem to change, you know, and progress. And I think one thing we learned is wages have definitely gone up across the league. It was interesting to talk to people about the injuries they've experienced, and sometimes we get caught up and think, oh, we're the only people getting injured, but there are other teams out there that got injured, and it seems like some of the discussion was around how hamstring injuries especially have gone up 20% league wide or something like that, and we certainly experienced it, and other clubs did. So it's always fun to talk to other chairmen and chief execs, and me and James were up there for the 3 days, and it was just good to get through a few things sort of discussed.
And then back here at Sixfields, we're sat in Cars Bar now. We're on Thursday night. We held an open house where some supporters came down just to talk things through. How did you find that meeting?
Yeah, it was good. I thought it was very relaxed. Obviously, yeah, we've just been promoted, so it's not the worst time at the football club. But I think it showed. What was good is, I think we spent, like, there's a couple of questions about, you know, stand and development, but for 2 hours, I think we spent most of the time talking about the football and the football club and matters addressing football, which was really pleasing and really encouraging and refreshing to a degree. And sometimes we forget that we always have to come back to the fact that the football and the community are the key factors of this football club and what we do. And it was good to discuss the community. It was good to discuss the good feeling. You know, it's good to let people know season tickets have gone fantastically well. And I think the atmosphere and the environment last night, and the fact that season tickets have gone so well, shows you the measure of this football club right now, and how people are positive about it. And the community, if you think about this season for us, it's not just about, yeah, we got promoted, but we also got promoted on the backdrop of European awards for community, climate national awards for community, the tremendous work that goes on with the community. You know, our women's team being successful, our under 18s doing well, players coming through the academy, Josh Tomlinson being the youngest goal scorer. winning the LFE Player of the Season, Sammy and Mitch being in the Team of the Year for League Two. All of these things happened this year, and which is just fantastic achievements, and it shows what we're doing. What's happening at this football club. We're doing the right thing. We're working hard, and and one of the big points I made last night, it's not about us as owners or anything like that. This is about a group effort, a team effort. This is about James and what he does, and what you do, Gareth, and what Nick does, what Wendy does in the shop, Caroline does commercially, and all the way through the club. And I can't mention everybody. And then it goes down to the volunteers and what the ball does, and together we're a group. We're a group with we're a family, we're a club, and that's the most important thing.
That warmth, that togetherness, it's important that mood stays strong, isn't it? Because next year we're moving up to League One, there'll be some challenges, there's some big clubs, some big teams, and if we do hit a difficult spell or difficult times, it's important that togetherness stays strong.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. I think that togetherness got us through a lot of stuff this year, and last year to a good degree, and I think what happened at the end of last year was helped galvanise the squad. What happened during the season helped galvanise the squad. And we took a lot of that into each game, and we saw it. We saw what they did, and it's going to be harder next year. Everyone talks about yo-yo club, and we're going to always go up and down. But when you look at the budgets in League One, it's very, very difficult. We've never said, we're not. The reality is we're not Ryan and Rob at Wrexham. We're not putting in the kinds of money that those guys are, and fair play to them. Everyone's got their own thing, but we've never said we'll never say we'll break the bank in just to try and, success on the pitch. I think we've had success on the pitch. We're very good at getting out of League Two. That's 3 promotions in 8 years. I would have spoken to Chairman this week I've never achieved a promotion. So we're happy that now we just got to kind of look at how do we then stay in League One. The budgets are big, the reality is there's clubs. The clubs got promoted last year with £12 million budgets. There's clubs coming down this year possibly with more than that, 14 million, 12, 14 million. We know it's not all about money, but it does help. But we've always said we're comfortable with the money that we're losing or have lost or budgeted to lose, and hopefully we improve on that. We're comfortable with that, but we've never said we would be, or the type of owners that are going to just throw money at it and risk the future of the football club like some clubs have. There are clubs now, like you look at some of the clubs that have chased the dream, as it were, like a Derby or a Wigan or a Scunthorpe, who, you look at Scunthorpe, when we bought Kevin Van Veen off and sold him back to Scunthorpe, they were high flying in League One and some of the bigger spenders, and now they're 4 divisions below us. So, you just have to be careful, and you have to be conscious of what you're spending, and it's not about lack of ambition. It's just about making sure that you're not taking financial risks that affect the future of the club. I think we're going to see it a little bit more now. There is a long conversation going on with the Premier League and the Football League in regards to financial redistribution, and that has to happen. And the owner funding, the reliance on owner funding, has to change. And it will change. I believe it will change, but I think there'll be some clubs that might experience some pain before that. And luckily, we don't feel like we are in that position because we're sensible in what we do. But in saying that, we've got some challenges next year. But it was a good conversation. I'm very good friends with Julian Taggart Exeter, and we talk quite a lot about and their budget will be pretty similar to ours in League One. And he said the problem is sometimes you go from winning a lot of games in League Two to not winning as many, and it's that expectation, and you have to control that expectation slightly. And he did say there'll be some games that will be very, very tough, where you might lose 4 or 5-0, and it's how you react to that and not panic, and every point is so important, and you have to celebrate every point. And that's we'll work hard. I think John likes we like being the underdog a little bit. I think it suits us, and that's what we'll be. We'll be the scrappy fighting underdog that goes to some of these bigger clubs and competes, and that's the key. And I think our fans will be behind us, because I think the reality is whatever happens, they'll know that this is a squad, this is a group of people, this is a club that will work hard.
After 2 hours worth of football chat, then the conversation did inevitably, I guess, in a way, get round to the East Stand last night. What was your take on what was said there?
I thought it was good. I thought Councilor Clark came along, Councilor Paul Clark, who has been vocal on the mat, and it was good for him to come along and talk about it. And I think he probably, and we actually stayed for a couple of hours after, myself, Tom, and James speaking to Councilor Clark, and I think it was by the end of it, it was positive. Because I think he actually saw the positivity in the group, in the whole, the whole event, and he saw that maybe some information that he's been given may not have been as factual as you would have liked, and so he would have maybe taken that information and gone off in a different direction. And so I think hopefully we've managed to explain that what we are as a football club, and he could see it for himself, and that was the key. And I think we had a very positive conversation after that, and he understood that. And I've sent him some stuff on email today. I think he now understands that we have made commitments to finish the stand. Obviously, we can't do anything right now. From April last year, we haven't been able to do anything since we did the deal with the council because of the ACV and because of the judicial review, and where our hands are tied. And as I explained last night, there's a part of me in a strange way that thinks that maybe it would, the judicial review took a bit of pressure off in terms of it's not at that time. There's nothing we can do, so we didn't get as many. We didn't get the questioning about it because there's nothing we could do about it. So it became less of a focus, and it became about it was about the football. It's always been about the football for us, but at times there's other people that it's not. It's all about the land, but we couldn't have those conversations. So the football was the most important part, and within the whole group, and it is what it is now. Hopefully the JR decision, hurries up or comes down soon, and we're expecting it at any time. Really, it could be, but when the judge is ready to give her verdict, and then we'll deal with it and react to it with whatever happens with the council and Tildara.
Let's talk about a few improvements off the pitch this summer. There's the training grounds, there's the big screen, and also the all-weather mini pitch here at Sixfields, the prize from that More Than Football European Award. All things progressing. Yeah,
no, definitely. The planning processes for the big screen have now been completed. Obviously, it took a little bit longer than we'd have hoped, and the mini pitch. I believe that's been the planning process for that has been put in. I believe that the survey's been done for the outside screen. The survey for the inside screen is being completed. The electrical survey's been completed, and there's another survey to happen this next week, I think James told me, and we're hopeful that'll be in by the start of the season. That's definitely the plan. Some of it will depend on the electrical survey, what the works that need to be done. And then the mini pitch planning hopefully that will get completed soon, and we can start work on that. And then the training ground contracts have been agreed. I think they'll get signed hopefully next week, and then work will start, and we should be in by the start of the season. And the lads are going away to Scotland, so there's touch and go whether it'll be done before that, but John and Colin and the coaching staff have been very involved in the planning process of that, and the building work will start, and we'll be in good shape for that. It's exciting times. The first time the football club's had a training ground that they can call their own.
And then just finally, pre-season, we can't confirm the identity of the opponents yet, but looking at the first home pre-season friendly, an exciting double-header, the men playing a game and then Northampton Town women also playing a game, so a really busy day and a good day for Cobblers fans to come.
Yeah, no, I think it'll be great. I think there's sort of an open day around it. I think everyone's been planning on that for a while now, and I think it's the double-header idea was a really good idea, and I think it'll be exciting for the men's and the women's teams to be playing on the same day, and people can come along and watch both. And I think we've made a commitment that there's a couple more women's games on the pitch at Sixfields, and I think we try and do as much as we can in terms of the women's game, and we're excited about how they've progressed and how they've developed. you know, and to see, you know, 1,200, 1,300, 1,400 people come and watch games when they are here is really exciting. So it's good times. It's going to be challenges ahead. We all know that it's a tough league. There's some big clubs, and we'll meet those challenges head on.